Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Uh, Something powerful is stirring in your heart this April. Secrets, unspoken feelings, and hidden desires are rising to the surface. Take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's uncover the truth the universe is revealing. All right, so Virgo, your name is in rooms you have never entered, spoken by someone who could not keep you to themselves anymore, who had been carrying what they feel privately, carefully, in the contained way of someone who was not yet ready to let it become a shared thing until the containing became impossible. Until the feeling grew too large for one person's interior to hold without spilling into the conversations of the people they trust most. Until keeping you a secret started to feel less like protection and more like a deprivation of the people they love who they wanted to know about you. Of you who deserve to be spoken about with the warmth that your name keeps producing in this person's voice when it leaves their mouth. Your name has been leaving their mouth in kitchens and living rooms and late night conversations and the specific, intimate, this is someone I trust kind of spaces where people bring the things that matter most to them. And the reaction those rooms have been having to your name, to the story of you, to the specific and particular way this person speaks about you when they forget to be careful is the subject of what Spirit is bringing through today. Take what is yours today. What lands somewhere real, hold it. What does not, release it without guilt. But for those of you who felt something warm move through you when I said your name is being spoken, who felt the specific, slightly breathtaking quality of being told that someone is talking about you to the people who matter most to them, this reading is entirely yours. Let me speak about what it means when someone brings you home. Not literally, not yet, though for some of you that may be approaching. In the conversational sense, in the specific and significant sense of a person who has decided consciously or through the simple inability to contain what they feel any longer that you belong in the inner circle of their life, not on the periphery. Not in the carefully maintained, let us see how this develops external zone where people are kept until they have been assessed as safe to bring closer. In the center, with the family, with the friends, with the people whose opinions matter enough to seek and whose reactions to the things that matter will shape, at least in part, how those things are held going forward. Soft sigh. That is where you are. In the center of someone's conversations with their most trusted people, and the arriving there, the specific moment when you became someone this person needed to talk about rather than someone they were content to carry quietly, is worth examining carefully. Because that moment tells us something. Something about the size of what they feel, something about where their head is, something about the direction their life is being pointed, consciously or not, in relation to you. People do not bring casual things to their families, do not bring passing interests to their closest friends. Do not spend the social capital of these intimate conversations on something that does not genuinely matter. The conversations where the most important relationships in a person's life are introduced to a new presence, those conversations are reserved, saved, brought out only when the presence has earned the introduction through the specific quality of its impact on the person doing the introducing. When they have become, in some real and daily and hard to ignore sense, significant, you have become significant to this person in the specific and not casual way that produces this kind of conversational introduction. And the significance, the real located, this is not an exaggeration significance, is what has been coming through in the rooms where your name has been spoken. Let me speak now in the voice of those conversations because Spirit is bringing them through with a warmth and a specificity that I want to deliver as accurately as I can. You should hear how they talk about you. That is what I keep thinking, sitting with this energy, feeling the quality of what circulates in the rooms where your name has been introduced. You should hear it because what comes through when this person speaks about you, the specific, involuntary, impossible to manufacture warmth that enters their voice, the way they animate when the subject is you, the particular quality of aliveness that the speaking produces in them, it tells a story that is considerably more revealing than anything they have directly said to you. The family has noticed, the friends have noticed, the people sitting in those rooms listening to someone they love speak about you with this quality of feeling have noticed, with this specific perceptive clarity of people who know this person well enough to recognize when something is different. When the usual self containment has given way to something more open. When the careful management of what is revealed has loosened in relation to a specific subject. When someone they love is, by all available evidence, genuinely and significantly moved by another person in a way they have perhaps not been moved before or not in quite this way, not with this particular combination of warmth and specificity and the slightly dazed quality of someone who has encountered something they were not prepared for. They see it. The people in those rooms see it. And what they are seeing, what is producing in them, the specific reactions that have been circulating in these intimate conversations, is someone in love or approaching it or already there and negotiating the full weight of that arrival with all the complicated, beautiful, occasionally terrifying complexity that genuine love tends to bring. Now, hear what this person has been saying because Spirit is pressing their voice forward and it needs to reach you in the form closest to how it has actually been leaving their mouth in these conversations. There is someone, that is how it started, just that. There is someone, and the someone produced the reaction it produced in the room because of the quality of the pause that followed. The pause of a person who is standing at the edge of saying something true and significant and is feeling the full weight of its truth and significance before allowing it to cross into the shared air. And then the speaking, not everything at once, not the full, unguarded, nothing held back declaration that they have not yet made directly to you, but enough that the people listening understood immediately that this was not ordinary, that The someone being described was not a passing interest or a comfortable situation or anything that fit the categories they had seen before in this person's life. Something different, something that was producing in this person, in the very act of speaking about it, a quality of openness and animation and genuine, unperformed feeling that told the whole story without the whole story needing to be told. Soft sigh. I told them about you. Not everything. I am not sure I have the language for everything yet, but enough. I told them the things that keep returning to me, the specific things about you that I find myself thinking about in the unremarkable middle of my days when there is no obvious reason for you to arrive in my thoughts, and you arrive anyway. The way you see things, the way you speak, the specific quality of your presence in a conversation, the way you are actually there, actually listening, actually responding to what was said rather than to what you expected to be said. I told them about that. And I told them because they asked, because they could see from the way I was speaking that there was more than I was saying. I told them that I think this might be something real, that I think you might be someone I want in my life in the way that the people sitting in that room are in my life, in the inner circle, in the kept close, brought home, this person matters category that I do not populate lightly. Oh, feel that, because that is not the language of someone who is casually interested. That is the language of someone who has been doing the internal work of understanding what they feel privately, honestly, with the specific courage it takes to admit to yourself and then to the people who know you best that something has shifted in you and has arrived at a conclusion significant enough to share. The sharing itself is the declaration, not the declaration they will eventually make to you that is forming, is approaching, is being prepared in the private space of someone who is working toward the moment when what has been said in those intimate rooms can be said directly to you. But the sharing with family and friends is its own declaration of seriousness, of intention, of the specific quality of consideration that a person extends to something they are genuinely thinking about building rather than simply experiencing. Uh, Now, I want to speak about what the family and friends have been saying back, because those conversations are not monologues, they are exchanges. And the exchanges have been producing something in this person that is worth knowing about. The people who love them have been encouraging, not in the careful, let us wait and see way of people who have concerns they are managing diplomatically. In the genuine, we see what this is doing to you and we like what we see way of people who recognize from the outside something that the person in the middle of it can sometimes not see clearly from the inside. They can see what you do to them, the specific, visible, entirely involuntary effect of you on someone they love, and they are seeing it as something good, something worth pursuing, something that deserves to be given the space and the honesty and the genuine investment it is clearly calling for. And their encouragement the specific warmth of the people who know this person best, saying, yes, go toward this. This looks like the real thing has been landing in them. Confirming something they were already feeling, but perhaps needed the external reflection of people they trust to fully allow themselves to feel. Because sometimes we need to hear from outside that what we are experiencing is real, that it is not wishful thinking or projection or the mind manufacturing significance in the absence of actual evidence. Sometimes the people who love us and know us best are the ones who can see most clearly that what we are feeling is genuine, and their seeing gives us the permission we could not give ourselves. The permission has been given. In those rooms, by the people whose opinions this person trusts most. And the permission, combined with the clarity that the honest speaking produced, combined with the warmth of the reactions that followed, has been building something in this person. A readiness, a gathering of the specific quality of intention that moves people from feeling something to doing something about it. Soft sigh. Something is coming toward you. From the direction of someone who has been doing the work, the private, intimate, this is where I actually figure out what I want work, of speaking about you to the people who know them best and listening to what comes back. And what came back was the confirmation they needed, the reflection of someone they love saying yes. This looks real. This looks like something worth moving toward. Go. They are going, not recklessly. This is not someone who has abandoned all discernment in the heat of feeling. With the grounded, considered, I have talked to the people I trust quality of someone who has done the preliminary work that serious intention does before it expresses itself, who has not simply felt something and acted impulsively, but has sat with it, spoken it into the honest ears of people who love them, received the reflection, and decided, with full information and full intention, that you are worth the moving toward. That quality of decision, deliberate, supported, emerging from the intimate conversations rather than despite them, is significant. It tells you something about where this person is, about the seriousness with which they are approaching whatever is forming between you, about the fact that this is not a passing thing dressed as something more, but something that has survived the specific scrutiny of the people who know this person well enough to recognize the difference. You are being brought home before you have physically arrived there in the conversations that matter most to this person. In the rooms where the real things get discussed, in the specific and intimate spaces that are reserved for the people and things that have earned their place in the inner circle. Your name is there, spoken with warmth, received with warmth, circulating in the most trusted spaces of someone's life as evidence of a feeling that has grown beyond what one person's interior could contain, as evidence of something real, something serious, something that has already cleared the most meaningful hurdle available, the honest, loving, nothing to gain scrutiny of the people who know this person best. And it passed. You passed, not because you performed anything, because what this person carries about you, the specific, involuntary, entirely genuine warmth that enters their voice when your name leaves their mouth, was its own recommendation, was its own evidence, was the most persuasive thing that could have been said in those rooms. The inner circle knows about you, and they have said yes. If this reading found you today, if something here gave language to something you have been feeling without being able to confirm, stay close, subscribe, and come back. Because the story of someone being brought home before the physical arrival in the conversations that matter most is one worth following all the way through to every beautiful chapter that follows. And the next reading will be there for every step of what comes next.